Hello there, welcome to Hero TV, and I'm Esetonia Inambo. March 8th, the 18th local government chairman in Edo State successfully ended their tenure, but so many people were not happy with their performance. In that regard, especially Edo Central Senatorial District, someone wrote this on social media, and I quote, "The five outgoing chairman has failed Esan people. As they bow out of office next week, it's shameful that there is practically nothing enviable they will be remembered for. No impact. It has been 3 years of unmitigated failure, inept leadership, underperformance, and looting of public funds for personal aggrandizement." What parameter were they measured with to arrive at the conclusion that none of them has performed? And to discuss this with me today is Honorable Fidel, the ESA and Gender Crusader. Welcome and thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much.
So we are looking at the performance of the 18th local government chairman that just ended their tenure last week, and what parameter were they measured with to arrive at the conclusion that these local government chairman didn't perform?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you once more for this question.
You're welcome.
The perimeter is not too far-fetched. The local government chairman responsibility is supposed to be you create street, you build abattoir, you maintain the health centers, you maintain the market, you build more market, you maintain school, you renovate school, then you make sure you remove the waste product from the street, you build even the street light. So the lady of the local government chairman, you can install light. Then you can fix road that has been so bad within your local government area. That's their responsibility. What they're supposed to do. Apart from paying salary, which is normal. Somebody that's working for you need to pay now. We worked on the allocation they were getting.
Okay.
If you, how much is given, much is expected. There are some local government chairmen, they did well in the state. Some, they never even know the reason why they were there. You cannot just be a local government chairman waiting for allocation without thinking out of the box. I expect them to do what is expected from them, which is if you are given an allocation, you need to affect the people's life with what you'll be given to. If you cannot generate revenue within your locality, you have a total failure as a chairman.
Okay, so let's focus on the Edo Central Senatorial District. Let's look at their performance. What do you have to say on that?
Generally, we in Edo Central, which is the Esan speaking area, we have 5 local governments there. When we check their performances, is only 2 that I think 1 tried a little bit, but the Igwebe and the chairman of the Northeast.
Right, Esan Northeast.
Esan Northeast,
and the chairman of Igwebe local government.
Yeah, the chairman of Igwebe local government tried his best.
Okay.
Because compared to the IGR, what they generated, the man really performed to some extent. Because the Eastern West, for example, our IGR is far bigger than what Igwebe is.
Okay, Eastern West is the Ekpoma.
Yes.
So we are saying that what they generated from Ekpoma is far bigger than what they generated from Igwebe. So what projects, what can we say, what physical projects can we have in Ekpoma?
Very funny. We don't have any physical project throughout the 3 years time. As far as I'm concerned, what we checked there, what is expected from them was never done. But in the East and West, throughout the 3 years, we didn't.
Nothing of this was done.
No,
Throughout the 3 years, no abattoir was built, no market was included, no. Okay.
Nothing.
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 And then she was receiving allocation.
Yes, allocation was coming in.
Okay.
IGRO was still booming.
Okay.
So I wonder what they use that money for.
Okay.
But in Igweben, you can find roads, renovated schools, even the chairman empowered some persons, which is human empowerment was more of the chairman, which was the greatest of all. Because when you empower someone, you empower a full community. But in the case of Eastern West, there's no infrastructural development, no human development, no economy. There's nothing.
Okay, now let's look at Eastern Northeast. What do we have to say concerning their achievements? Was there any progress in that area for the past
Eastern Northeast, when I carried out my feasibility studies, what I noticed there is that the chairman really tried to do something, but he was having this internal problem with these people.
Oh.
And it's very difficult for you to work with.
Okay, you're saying they didn't cooperate with him?
No, they did not.
Okay, that means he would have performed better if they've cooperated
How
with
can chairman, because we interviewed him, the abattoir he built, and he told us that the king asked him not to go to that market. And you know what that means. So you don't expect him to force people to go to that market. And the money they spent there will be tied down. So they need to generate revenue from there. As we speak now, nothing is going on there. Nothing is working. Nothing has worked before he left the office because they never competed with him.
So we are saying that the money spent on that project now is totally wasted.
It's wasted because they didn't use it.
Okay, so let's go to Esan Central now. I think it's the rural.
Esan Central, there's nothing to write home about. Esan Central and Esan West, I don't see any different.
But I saw some buildings, some event centers, some buildings, renovated building, renovated police station, it's an event center, a market, and 10 lock-up shops.
In Esan Central?
Yes, for 3 years.
That is failure because the allocation is coming every month, it's not yearly. Those same chairmen are receiving security votes, they're receiving wardrobe allowance, they're receiving domestic allowance, they're receiving their pay, they're receiving. Now you build 10 lock-up shop which anybody can just afford. It doesn't make sense. The local government chairman, Esan Central, has done nothing as far as I'm concerned. For what they are getting, they really do nothing.
Okay, now let's go to Esan Southeast, which is the Ubiaja.
Ubiaja didn't work. Especially when you use Ilushi as a case study. They didn't do anything. You cannot be local government chairman and the people very close to you, they are suffering. And you're saying you're building an IDP camp for them to live, which a destitute cannot even survive in that domain. To me, it doesn't make sense. It's not working. The local government is supposed to be closer to the people, more closer to the people.
Okay, now the question I want to ask, does it mean that those people didn't have any agenda before they entered this office? They didn't have plans of what they were going to do? Were they elected by the people?
That is where the problem is. Generally, the system of this country was designed to fail before. Sorry to use that word. The Nigeria generally, it's not only Edo State though. The local government, all the local government in this country has been run by the governor. It's like their house. They run it. They decide who becomes the chairman.
Okay.
And who decide not to be.
Okay.
So it's not the people. It's who the governor picks that becomes the candidate. And when you become chairman, the governor's candidate, you becomes the people's choice. They are never voted.
Exactly. Automatically.
So what did you expect? Those people never plan. They don't even know how to run even their household. You make them chairman.
All right. Now I want you to expatiate on the security votes and the allocation, since we are missing something here. So talk more on this security vote and allocation.
Well, as I said earlier, the structure has been planned to fail for a very long time. You don't question the security vote from the top to the down. It's meant for the executives and they decide what to do with it. But my pains here is you're getting security votes at the local government chairman and kidnappings in your locality every time. You're not doing anything about it. We have local vigilante that you're supposed to empower. Even the police, they are complaining. Everybody are complaining in the locality. So they just take the security votes and embezzle it to themselves. They don't care about any other persons because they have security on their side. As for the allocation varies. Sometimes it comes big, sometimes it comes low, but governor determines how they spend that money. Tell them this and this and this you do. And because many of them don't think outside the box, they don't really create that impact in their people. They just bring the allocation, pay salary, the one that remains, they spend it and begin to write anything they want to write to cover it up. And that's all. And they wait for another allocation because they never prepared to become the chairman. That is why we are agitating for now that if you want to come be chairman, you must tell us, show us your manifesto. What do you want to do? What have you done?
But if those people have told you what they wanted to do and they ended up not doing it, can you get them to account for it?
Yes, we as we speak now, most of the chairmen that never perform will take on them. They will use them as an example. By the time we start asking them what you've done for the past 3 years, the incoming one will learn lesson to 6
Okay, now where are you from?
Well, I'm from Benu, Ward 7, Ekpoma East and West. My local government chairman, which is the East and West chairman, has done nothing in that local government. That is why I'm very angry right now that she have to explain to us for the years she spent as a local government chairman, what has she been doing with the allocation coming to her. Yes, she has to explain. She's gotten her own security votes. She have her own domestic wardrobe allowance. Everything was being given to her. The allocation coming to that local government, we never see anything. She has done nothing. So we, the indigents of Eastern West, are asking, and we're going to go further to ask what has she done with the allocation given to her. She must tell us. Yes, she has to tell us what she used that money for.
Okay, I think that's all about what we have. Okay, that is all we have for today. I think we still need to continue with this program. You know, we want to talk more of the performance of the local government chairman. Let's start with the people. And someone else will be talking to us, even if it's not now, later, you know, if you are of the opinion that the Eastern West local government chairman performed, every other local government chairman, which people say they underperform. So if you think in your own opinion that they perform, you can come tell us what you experienced, the differences you've seen in all of this. My name is Esetonia Inabo. Keep watching Hero TV, and I'll be talking to Honorable Fidelis Odiase, the Eastern Agenda Crusader. Bye for now.
Thanks for having me.